All right, so we have two types of wisdom to deal with in this life. It's either godly wisdom or earthly wisdom. When I think about earthly wisdom, that's self-seeking, it's ambitious, it's unkind, it pushes people away. Whereas godly wisdom is completely different. It's pure, it's not self-seeking, it's actually looking to build others up or to help other people. And, earthly wisdom built the Tower of Babel, and it builds weapons of mass destruction to harm people. And so there's a big dichotomy between the two. There's a big distinction. And as Christians, we always want to, in theory, follow godly wisdom. And so how do we do that? And it's great that the Bible gives us a way to do that. And it's from James. And if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and will be given to you. We also need to ask in faith and believe that God will give us that wisdom to deal with the different aspects of living in this earthly life. And I think it's at least something that's hard to not struggle with if you're going through hard times, not to try to fix on your own or try to do it with your own knowledge. But we should always look to God and His wisdom that He can give to us.
When I think about godly wisdom, I think about how we can't ever possibly do that on our own without the Lord intervening. Because we are humans, and as frustrating as it can be at times, we have past experiences, we have emotions, we have frustrations, we have interactions with people that might irritate us. Maybe if one of my kids comes to me with a question or asking for advice and I've had an interaction with them earlier that was frustrating, then that will cloud my judgment and my potential words that I say. So I find that I am praying a lot to have the Lord speak through me, speak only the words that He would want me to speak. I'm praying for wisdom a lot in a lot of situations on a daily basis. And while it can be frustrating as a human to not be able to just exude that godly wisdom, it's also very comforting to me that we have God who is perfect all of the time, 100% of the time, who never fails. And He does give counsel and advice that is wise, that is pure, that is peaceful. And so that's just very comforting for me.
When I was asked to give a testimony about wisdom from above, the first thing that came to mind was that hopefully I would always act in my life to display wisdom from above. If you're like me, though, I know that that's usually not the case, and I find myself oftentimes throughout the day making decisions with earthly wisdom as opposed to wisdom from above. And I don't know about you, but if you're like me, when I make those decisions with earthly wisdom, it's a 50-50 proposition. Sometimes it works out good, sometimes it doesn't. When I try to apply the idea of using heavenly wisdom from above in my life, it reminds me of these verses in James that we're looking at today that talks about that wisdom from above is done in humility. And when I find myself practicing this type of wisdom in my life, it humbles me to think and know that Christ is leading me and that the outcomes will work out in a positive way 100% of the time. They may not be pleasant things to happen, but I know that they're working out according to God's will. As opposed to when I act with earthly wisdom, again, that 50-50 proposition of it may work out good, it may not work out good, but when I can focus and trust God with godly wisdom, I'm fully aware that 100% of the time it's going to be a positive thing. Thank you.